I'm a die-hard iPhone fan, and I've proudly carried Apple's devices in my pocket since the iPhone 3GS way back in 2009, upgrading through the years and never once feeling a serious temptation to leave the iOS ecosystem. But after watching the Google Pixel 10 launch this week, something changed, and for the first time in over 16 years of loyalty to Apple, I actually felt jealous. Yes, jealous of a few things that Google unveiled. And while I am still far from switching to Android completely, the Pixel 10 launch showcased innovations, AI features, design philosophy, and ecosystem strategies that made me rethink what the future of smartphones might look like. Because Google is no longer trying to compete with flashy specs or benchmark battles. Instead, it is leaning fully into useful, meaningful features powered by AI. And that makes a huge difference, especially when you realize that smartphones are plateaued in raw hardware, but software intelligence is now the new battleground. And Google, the king of AI and data, is proving why its position in this space could change the game forever. So let me share with you 5 things from the Pixel 10 launch that truly made me jealous as an iPhone user, starting with Magic Q, Google's brand new AI assistant that isn't just a voice command system, but an adaptive real-time helper that anticipates what you need by popping up with relevant files, calendar entries, or contextual data when you're messaging or on calls. And while Siri has barely evolved in the last decade, Magic Q feels like the futuristic smartphone assistant Apple users have been begging for, and it actually works seamlessly in real-world use. It will make iOS feel outdated because Google has finally turned its AI experiments into a tangible product people will use daily. The second thing is repairability and sustainability, because Apple often locks down its devices, making self-repairs or upgrades expensive and complicated. But with the Pixel 10, Google surprised everyone by pushing harder into right to repair, offering official tools, guides, and easier part replacements, meaning you don't have to spend a fortune on simple fixes. And for someone who's paid ridiculous amounts for iPhone repairs, this openness is refreshing. The third thing that impressed me was the accessory ecosystem. Not in the sense of MagSafe clones, but in fun, innovative, modular ways that extend the phone's use cases, like playful color customizable covers, smart add-ons, and accessories that make the Pixel feel personal in ways Apple has been hesitant to embrace. Because while iPhone cases feel premium, they also feel repetitive. Google is injecting personality into its ecosystem, and that matters to users who want something more than just another sleek black slab. Fourth on my list is the integration of AI photography, and yes, iPhones have always led in consistency and video quality. But what Google showed with Pixel 10's AI-powered editing, scene recognition, and real-time enhancement felt like science fiction. Imagine being able to remove unwanted objects, adjust lighting, and enhance details instantly without clunky third-party apps, all while keeping natural results. And while Apple markets its iPhone cameras as pro-grade, Pixel is making photography smarter, easier, and more user-friendly for everyday people. The fifth and final thing that made me jealous was the overall tone and vision of the Pixel 10 launch event itself. Because while Apple's keynotes are polished and full of tradition, Google's approach felt bold, experimental, and unapologetically AI first, focusing on what the future of smartphones will be rather than clinging to past formulas. And while yes, some parts of the event were cringeworthy, especially with 4 celebrity cameos, the underlying tech message was clear. Google is ready to push the smartphone era into its AI chapter, while Apple still plays it safe. And as much as it hurts me to say this as an iPhone fan, Google feels like the company that's actually willing to experiment and take risks. And though Pixels will likely remain niche compared to iPhones, the Pixel 10 proves that the AI era is here, and Google is not only embracing it, but leading it, which leaves Apple at risk of being seen as conservative or even outdated if it doesn't make a dramatic shift soon. So while I'm not switching to Pixel just yet, these 5 things, Magic Q, repairability, playful accessories, next-level AI photography, and Google's bold vision, had me genuinely excited about what's possible, and it left me realizing that for the first time in years, the momentum in smartphones might be shifting away from Apple, and that makes me both nervous and hopeful as a loyal iPhone user, because competition is exactly what we need to push innovation forward, and if Apple doesn't respond, iPhone fans like me may eventually start looking at Google differently. But until then, I'll be watching closely, balancing my loyalty with curiosity, and appreciating that this launch was a wake-up call for everyone. Because the smartphone wars are not over. They're evolving into something entirely new, and the Pixel 10 might just be the spark that changes the future. And with that said, I hope you enjoyed this breakdown. Stay tuned for more deep dives into the biggest tech moments, because this is Techverse.